Hello everybody, welcome to this video. As you can see by what we're looking at, we have 28 people who have either been in the Cookie Club or who are still in, or new members, whatever. So we have 28 people. Some of them are still in the CC. We have 11 members right now, so 11 are in and the other like 17 are not. So let's hop right in. So we do have the S tier, superior. We have A tier, B tier, C tier, D and F. So this is kind of like a school grading. This is the higher, and this is the lower tier. So this would be the top of the top. The superior, the greatest, the legendaries, and then we have the garbagios. Garbage is trash, horrible. There. So if you get an F, that's just bad for you. Okay. So I made it to where me and All Guy are first. All Guy is up first. He is really great as owner. He can get stuff done. He doesn't just talk. He does what he says. Some people don't like him because of the attitude and the way he acts. He kind of has that Donald Trump kind of attitude, but in a different way. He's just not scared to be impolite. He's not really, he can just get annoying sometimes. But still, he can get a lot of stuff done. So that's why he's a good owner. So despite, his issues with trust and anger, he can still be a great owner. So that's why he's going at S tier. So now we have me, JKuma. Some of you could say this is personal bias. I don't think so, okay? But I have done a lot. Not nearly as much as All Guy. I have probably less issues regarding attitude and stuff like that. But All Guy is definitely a lot more workable. He can do work a lot more than me. I don't mean like working for money. I mean actually working for anything regarding the CC. Meanwhile, that's me. A little less productive than All Guy, but still way more than the rest of the club. And if we probably take the rest of the HR team combined, that would not even be close to matching me and All Guy when we're working together. So I think, I see that I can go in S. Some of you could say that's personal bias. I totally see how you could say that, because I'm the one making this and I just put myself in S. But I think I go in S. I think I do go here. Of course, below All Guy though. All Guy is still on top of S. If you hate me, I still see how you could put me in A instead of S. I do see a possibility for that, but I think it's more realistic to have me in S tier along with All Guy. So that's the easy part. I don't think anybody's gonna debate on that. I think that's what everybody can agree on, that me and All Guy go in S tier. All Guy's slightly ahead of me, but we're still in S tier. So now we have Pizza. Look, he founded the CC. He's done some stuff. But I think history has been too kind to him because he founded the CC. I watched All Guy's ranking he did about a year ago, and he had Pizza in S just because he founded the CC. I think that's ridiculous, because Pizza, well, think about it. We would not all be here making this right now if it wasn't for him. But, his activity would give him an automatic D or F. Sometimes he'll have spots where he becomes active for a couple days, so if it wasn't for him founding the CC, I could put him in D, but just because he was the founder, that automatically raises him up to a C from the D. So he is probably going to be in the C tier for me. Of course, this list is based on activity levels and what they did. So that's how we're doing this. Now we have Charlie. He was a member for in All Guy's first administration as owner until about the end of his second term in the major kick wave of February 2025. He did run in a couple elections. I remember his campaigns. He didn't do good at campaigning, and he never won an election, but still he did have a couple campaign posters, and he did run for some campaigns. So that's the thing he did. He attended sometimes, but his activity was not great. But honestly, I think I see how you could either put him in D or C, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put him in C. Now we have Sharky C. Or is it Sharky Boy or Sharky C? I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is Sharky Boy, and this one over here is Sharky C. So we have Sharky Boy. I think if this was on what they did, he'd be an F, but, well, this is a tough one. Either D or F would be fine, but I remember he attended a little bit. He attended like almost every CNC, so, you know, his activity was not, just really bad. He was just, he was really bad in activity still, but, like, not as bad to the point where it's, like, bottom of F. I'd say a low D for him. Okay, now we have Loco. If you remember, he was the first head of finance. He never did anything in that role, and he was active sometimes, but not a lot. He's not really active. By the way, he was kicked, not long ago, a couple months ago when our guy probably started his term, but he was inactive for a very long time. So that's why, he's probably gonna go, again, you could put him in either D or F. I'm thinking it's either gonna be a really high F or a low D. So I'm gonna put him in low D, but do I put him ahead of Sharky Boy? That's a good question. I'm gonna say, I don't know, but I'm gonna say no to that. We're just gonna keep it in that order. Now we have Zale. So this might be probably the most, how do I put it? I don't know how to put it, but, like, I'm sure the Federalists can make a case that Zale goes in S, and I'm sure the Patriots can make a case that Bagel goes in S, but that's wrong. Zale goes in high A tier. So S I'm reserving for the top of the top. Zale is just not legendary just yet. I think he's definitely the closest to being legendary, but not yet. You'd have to be on par with me, which I'm sorry, but you're not. You know, you've done a lot of stuff, and you're likely to win HOM, and you're probably going to do a lot of stuff then too. That inactivity spike a long time ago really hurt you, and then, but I don't know. I do see how you could go into S, but just because you're not, like, the top of the top, you're still, like, top level, yes, but you're not the top of the top level, which is what S is for, so you're going to be in really high A tier. Now we have Javier. No, there's two Javiers. This is the old one that was removed a very long time ago, and this one over here was the new one. So, okay, now we have Javier. This is the old one, so I don't really remember him being active much. I think he attended one CNC. He attended a couple meetups, definitely, but I don't know. I think he's going to be our first one in the F tier. Now we have Tyshawn. He was a member a really long time ago, like in Javier, or Loco, in August first term. And he was a member for, like, quite a while, I think. Like Loco, but he wasn't kicked until recently due to his major inactivity, of course. That's just a bad situation for him. I think he was a security member for a long time, and he never did anything as security. In fact, nobody has ever done anything as security. So I don't know why I brought that up, but anyway, he's also going to go in the F tier. He's kind of like the exact same as Javier, you know, attended sometimes, but not a lot. Now we have Hayden. I'm not sure if this is bias or not. I could see how you could put him in any, I see how you could put him, well, I don't think he's F level. He's either D or C. I don't think he's an up, I think it'd be too biased for him to go to C, but we're going to put him in high D. So let's check this list. I'm going to put Loco ahead of Sharky Boy over there, and then that's okay. So this is looking good. Now we have Jacob. He has never done anything. He was a member around the time our guy made his video on his list, you know, and then he got removed around then for inactivity in that kick wave. He did try to make a rejoin, but then he had really bad attitude, and he was not nice at all to any of us. He never attended a meetup when he was a member for about like a month too. Also, which by the way is going to put him in the bottom of that tier. So yeah, he's also, I think he's banned right now too, if I'm not mistaken. I have to check. But now we have Sharky C. literally an exact copy of Sharky Boy, so he's just gonna go here. They're like on par with each other. I think Sharky Boy did attend more stuff than Sharky C, but still Sharky C isn't like F material. He's low D material. So this is Tame here. Tame was a good person. He's a really good person. He was inactive sometimes, but when he was active, he was really good. I'm thinking we put him ahead of Charlie, definitely. But do we put him ahead of Pizza? I don't think so. Now we have Sweet Cakes. This is a very controversial one, as it's a big drama topic in the CC. Sweet Cakes. This is because you were active sometimes, and that's good, but you had a bad relationship with Olga and all of them. You were, had a major fallout, and then you were banned. If we're solely based on your activity, you'd probably go in the B tier. But if it's based on, your character and, what you did and stuff like that, then honestly, you'd kind of have to go in the D tier. Okay, if it was based on your character and behavior, it'd be probably low D, high F. But since, or actually, maybe even regular F too, because of some certain things. But honestly, because of your activity, that does bring you up to a high D or a low C. But I know I don't want to put you in a low C. I don't feel like that. I just don't feel like that's the right spot. I'm going to put you in high D. Next up, Bagel. He's pretty much on par with Sale, so he's going to go in the A tier. Now we have Sulliver as Cookie Club member. He didn't really do much. I'm thinking, and he was also banned for inappropriate behavior. I'm going to put him... I'm going to put him ahead of Loco in the Sharkies. So now we have Plus. He was inactive a lot, and he did have a good reason for it. But, he's just inactive, there's nothing we can do about that. Nothing he could do about it either. He did run for a lot of stuff. He even became head of security during my term and did nothing. But anyway, my term as owner, recently. But yeah, Plus served an entire term as head of security and did not do a single thing. As soon as he won head of security, he went inactive again. And that's last we ever heard from him, so that's basically what went on with him. Okay. So, this is a tough one. I'm thinking he can go slightly behind Pizza. Okay, now we have Acura. He's probably going to go in the B tier, because he's like kind of that level. He was okay in activity. Towards the end, he was really inactive, so that brought him down to about a BC level. But in terms of like kind of what he did and stuff like that, his character, that probably bring him to an AB. So that kind of bounces to a B. Now we have the new Javier. He's pretty active. That's good for him. I'm thinking B tier with Acura. But is he better than Acura? No. Now we have Grantico. He was somewhat okay, a little bit active, a little bit not active. Actually, I think he's more inactive. But, so I'm going to put him in the D tier over here. Now we have Tibbs. Tibbs is great. He's just inactive sometimes, and he's really good, as in character, behavior. He's really good at that stuff. But with activity, he kind of goes down. So I'm thinking he's probably going to be the number one in the B tier. Now we have Wraith, I don't know how to say it, but, or his other name, Plain Guy. I don't know where he goes. He's probably going to go... Does he go in the C tier? Or does he go in the B tier? Well, he's brand new. He joined last week. So he hasn't done much. So I'm going to put him in the top of C tier, just because he hasn't proven himself to be up here yet. So we're just going to put him in C for now. Now we have Jai. In terms of activity, he is really good. He'd be an A tier alone for that. When it comes to his behavior and character, that's also really good. It would be an A tier. However, the only thing that will bring him down is the August 8th incident, where he did a lot of bad stuff. So I'd consider putting him in A if it was not for his August 8th controversy and leaving the CC then and all that stuff. So just because of that, he's going to go in the B tier. Honestly, I'm going to put him in between Tibbs and Acura. Now we have Ryder. Ryder was, he is the head of security. Hasn't done anything. We see random activity spikes, but usually he's inactive. He was really active in my term, which is surprising, but as soon as All Guy became owner, he kind of went inactive. So his activity right now, I don't know. I'm gonna put him one ahead of Jai. Also, Jai, if he had rejoined the CC and actually probably done stuff, he'd probably be up here or up here. But because he hasn't fully rejoined just yet, he's gonna go here. But he is eligible as of today. He just became eligible. Now we have Mr. Finnegan. He was a member for about a month, and then he did some bad stuff. However, he was somewhat active, because he was kind of active, but then he also kind of wasn't, he was just, the very minimum is what he was. I'm going to put him in D tier. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and move Sweet Cakes, probably about here. Then Finnegan, probably definitely better than Silver. Then Grantico was Grantico, yeah, I'm going to put him. So yeah, Finnegan over here. If it wasn't for his ban, he'd probably be, if he was still in the CC, he'd probably be a C tier, if it wasn't for his ban. That might be personal bias, because his activity would actually probably be a D. I don't know what I'm talking about. C is definitely personal bias, but, Vith, he's kind of active. He's kind of new, joined at the start of August's current term, so he's either low B or high C. I'm going to put him in the B tier. I'm going to put him slightly ahead of Javier, real quick. And then honestly, I'm going to put Javier at the end of B tier. So now we have Bean. Bean was somebody who joined in my term, and then was kind of active, and then went inactive, and then got kicked in All Guy's term. So I'm going to put him in the C tier ahead of Tame. Actually, I'm going to put him ahead of Plus. Now we have Duck. Look, okay, so at the beginning, a long time ago, in All Guy's first term, he joined. He was somewhat active. He was okay. He would probably be C tier. But then he got banned, and was banned for like a year before I could finally convince All Guy to letting him back in. So then he exceeded expectations and did a phenomenal job. He's now in the courts. He's assistant head of courts, so he has good courts experience. I don't think I'd trust him to run a court on his own, but anyway, so courts is probably not his best thing, though. He's really active, like A tier active. But when it comes to just his character and person, and his character, his controversies regarding before, and, just random stuff, I don't know. I don't think he is top, and plus he has never seen HR experience anyway. I don't know if I feel safe putting him in the A tier, and, if he becomes an HR at any point, he'd probably become A tier automatically if he does something with that role. But I'm going to put him at the top of B tier, ahead of Tibbs, because of, he's just a good person, and he's really good he's really active too. So I'm gonna look around. Okay, this is good. I don't think I'd change anything major here. I think this is all good. Honestly, Charlie's probably gonna go down to D tier for me. He's gonna go ahead of Grantico here, and honestly, nah, he can stay there. Hayden, I don't know why Hayden's the top. All of D tier is just really confusing for me. Plus F tier, the people I chose for F tier. Honestly, I think I'm going to bump down all these people at the end of D tier to F just because, so we can get some more separation between D and F. Honestly, Sulfur can go down here too. Loco can go back up to D. Sharky Boy can go to D, but Sharky C can stay. This is all good. So it looks like our biggest tier is B tier. So yeah, if you have any questions, anything to say, any comments or any suggestions, let me know. Comment down below, DM me, whatever. This tier list, I think this is a really good tier list for me. I'm sure everybody could also agree on what I said about each user, about what they did. So, how long is this video? Yeah, this is almost 30 minutes, so if you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, please, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.